Hey everybody, it's Boo Ray Perry from Tampa, Florida, and today we are going to talk about the Godox R1. Yeah, this little hockey puck sized video light from Godox. Before we get started, just want to remind you that I have a fantastic podcast. It's all about photography and it's a lot of fun, and it's called Photobomb. You should check it out anywhere that podcasts are found. And I also have a group on Facebook, and it's called Pro Photo Talk with Boo Ray Perry, and you are invited to join. The links will be right below in the description. And please like this video and subscribe to my channel. All right, the Godox R1. This is a little hockey puck light that Godox introduced not too long ago, and one of the distributors for Godox sent this to me and said you might want to make a video about it. That's what people do. They send you stuff and they say, oh, will you make a video about this? And then you get to keep it. Okay, so I'm all about being upfront. I got this for free, and now I'm going to talk about it. That being said, there are some things that are cool about this light and some things that are not cool about this light. I want to be clear that if you're watching this video because you're hoping for an in-depth review of the features and everything this light can do, then this is probably not the video for you. There are lots of great channels out there that do those sort of in-depth reviews, but my channel has always been about my personal experience. I have been a professional photographer for over 10 years. I've shot over 500 weddings, events, portraits, etc. And so anytime I talk about something on my channel, I really come at it from the angle of this is my opinion, and because I think that knowledge that you get from me is more valuable than just reading the specs off the box, which, you know, anyone can read the specs off the box. All right, so now I'm going to read the specs off the box with this light. The R1, it's hard to find exactly what the lumens are on the R1, but it is all metal. It's very sturdy. I like that about it. It's very strong. It is magnetized on the back, and they show pictures of this being stuck to the back of a cell phone as an example of what you can do with it. And I have seen people say that they're thinking about taking it and sticking it to the little metal things that are on the ceiling in offices. You know, you have those tiles, you have the metal, and you could stick this and use it as a hair light. I've heard that too. I can't get this to really stick to anything. I tried sticking it to my refrigerator, and I tried sticking it to my dishwasher, and a couple of other metal things around my house, and anything I stick it to, it slides off. So I think that the magnet is just probably not that strong, and it was kind of put in as a gimmick, but I don't really think as a magnetized light that it's really going to be what you would trust when you try and stick it to something. Now, it has several modes that are very cool. It's got all metal switches, metal parts, which I like. We'll turn that on. It has got a little knob where you can just turn it up and turn it down. And it's got another little knob that lets you change the color. And I will change let me turn it up just a little bit. Try and get it out of the camera. There you go. And you can change the color. So you can make it go more orange. You can make it go more blue. And this is actually very handy. You're seeing more and more lights that come out with this feature now, and it's really handy because a lot of times when I use a video light, or if I use a light for anything, I will put a gel on it because the 5200K, they're usually around 5200K, and it's just too blue. And so I want it to be a little bit warmer, so I put a gel on it. A lot of the stuff that I'm going to talk about today, I'm really going to be comparing. Where's my? There it is. I'm really going to be comparing it to my Lume Cube because I have a Lume Cube, and so I'm really kind of looking at these two side by side and what they can do. And it's really not a fair comparison because the Lume Cube is a different device than this, and it's built for a different reason. But I will tell you right up front, the Lume Cube is brighter, almost twice as bright as this, but it's also much more harsh. Much more harsh light because it's such a small light source. So if I was using it to illuminate a person, for example, for a picture or something along those lines, this is a better light source. However, it's also not that bright as this, so I can't do as much with it. So it's kind of a trade-off in that situation. This is also indestructible and waterproof and built for being put onto GoPros and stuff like that, and this is not. So they're really not the same thing at all. This, as you can see, I have a little gel I've stuck to the front of this. This, I wouldn't have to put a gel on it. Another thing that this light has is it has all these custom settings. So let me see if let me get a custom setting thing for you. Okay, so you can change the color of the light, and you can change the hue, you can change the density, the saturation of the color, you can change the hue of the color, you can make it pretty much any color you want to make it, which I guess is cool if you need colored lights. And then the other thing it does is it has all these special effects. There's like 13 different special effects where it blinks or it strobes or it'll even blink to music, which I guess if you're shooting video, like right now it's on the blink to music, I guess if you're shooting video that would be something that you might would want to do. But I really can't imagine I would have much use for blinking lights. I guess maybe video. I tend to come at everything as a photographer because I'm a photographer. Let's talk about the accessories. This light actually comes with a lot of really cool accessories. Without a doubt, the coolest one is this. It's magnetized, right? Puts a little dome on the light. Now, I actually took this and I put it on a light meter, and it gave me the same constant light reading whether this was on or off. So this is a diffuser that doesn't seem to be cutting down on the light very much. At least not enough that my light meter could really pick it up. And then I did a very scientific test where I stuck the light in my face and I put the diffuser on and I took it off and I tried to see if I noticed that the light was brighter, and I did not. And then I repeated this scientific experiment with my daughter, and she also said the light seemed to be just as bright whether or not I had this diffuser on here. Well, that's great, but it also means that the diffuser is probably not diffusing as well as you would like it to. Because the more clear the diffuser is, the less it actually does the diffusing that you want it to. But I can tell you that there's no doubt that if you use this with a diffuser, you get a much better light source than if you use something like this, because this is just such a pinprick level of light. It also comes with a charging cable, and it's USB. It's a little micro 3, so it's the same exact charging cable that they use on phones, on my Samsung phone, which is cool. So I can charge this without having to carry a special cable for it. I can just use my phone cable. It is supposed to have about a 90-minute battery life, and it has a rechargeable battery inside. Godox is so great about using rechargeable batteries, so you never have to buy batteries for it. One of the problems that I have with those big square video lights that you buy is it always has this big chunky battery on the back that really makes the whole light much bigger, and I don't like that. Now, one of the good things about that is that you can have an extra battery and you can swap out batteries, whereas with this you can't. So it says about 90 minutes, and at that point, you're done. It also comes with a couple of little 3M, as they say, hook and loop attachers. The rest of us would say Velcro. A couple of 3M Velcro. So if you want to put a Velcro thing on the back and then stick it to something with the other one, you can. But that's going to be a one-time use. Once you pull that Velcro off of there, it's not going to be good anymore. And you can just buy more of those if you need them. So it does come with cool accessories. Oh, and where's the other one? Sorry, here it is. It also comes with this. So you can take this and screw it into the top of your light, like so, and then attach it to your camera with the hot shoe and use it as a video light. So lots of accessories, lots of modes, a diffuser shield. I mean, it's metal. It feels sturdy. When you get it and you unpack it from the box, you think, wow, this is a lot of stuff. It's like $89, $85 maybe, and that's a lot of stuff. You really get a lot of stuff with this. I like this. I feel like I'm getting my money's worth. But can I use it? Is it good for my purposes? Am I going to be able to get some use out of it? Well, let's talk about that. So the first thing that I wanted to do was evaluate this light as a light for a photographer. As a constant light source, is it something that I would use or something that I could use? Because again, it's a good price point, and is it worth it to me? So I got out a selfie stick because it's summertime and I don't have a whole lot of assistants around. I got out a selfie stick and I stuck this on the end of the selfie stick, which is something you can do because it's got this great thread on it. And then I just walked around with that selfie stick and I made my daughter stand there while I took pictures of her. And let me tell you, there's nothing your daughter loves more than to have to get off the couch when she hasn't even had a shower yet and then be featured on YouTube. So please be kind to my daughter. So here you see a picture that I took without any sort of light source whatsoever, just a light in the room, and I let my Fuji X100F just take the picture. And then I took this light and I put it on the selfie stick and I held it up over her head. I moved around, tried a couple of different things. And you can see that it's actually not a bad light source, but you've got to get it really close to the subject because it's just not that bright. So even at full power, you've got to get it in there pretty close to the subject if you really want to make a difference in the way that your picture is going to look, if you want it to be dynamic in any way. But still, it's enough light. Now, remember, this is in a room that has enough light that the camera can actually take a picture with no light source. So if I was outside at night or in a dark place, this would actually be plenty of light to take a picture of a person. Could you light up a group of people with it? I don't know about that. If you were that far back, I think it would help light them up. but I don't know how bright it would be. I mean, it's always a trade-off, because if it was super bright to light that big group of people, it would also be so bright that everybody would be squinting. So I would say that in my professional experience, that it is bright enough to light people up if you need to light them with a constant light, but not so bright that it makes them squint, which means it's not going to work for you in every situation, because this is just the trade-off of using a video light. There's just nothing that works for you in every single situation. One area where I do think it will be useful is as a detail light. When you're shooting a wedding, you have to take detail shots, shots of the rings and shots of things on the table and stuff like that. And I just walked around the house using this light to light up things in my house, and I got plenty of fine detail shots. So that's how it works as a photography light. Will I use it as a photography light? Well, probably not. I mean, I have an off-camera flash that I carry with me all the time, and there's a video on my page about that. And it's going to give me a lot more power. It's going to be full TTL. And this, with the dome, is still pretty big and pretty heavy for me to be carrying. I could carry my little off-camera flash with the remote. It would take up a little bit more space than this, but it would be much more versatile for me, because it would have more power and I could do more with it. I could put it on the flash and bounce it and stuff like that. So I put it on the camera and bounce it, stuff like that. So I don't see myself really using this with my camera very much. Now, with a cell phone, that's a different story. If I was going to be, say, running around at a convention or on vacation or whatever, and I didn't want to carry my camera, I just wanted to carry my cell phone, then I might be tempted to put this in my pocket, maybe without the diffuser. It's about the size of a can of tobacco. And I might be tempted to put this in my pocket and carry it around and use it as a light source if I needed a light source in a dark place. I think it would do the job for me well there. So the next question becomes, what about as a video light? Well, as a video light, I think it's pretty good too. Again, not super bright, not as bright as my Lume Cube, which is what I use now if I need a light for video, but it's a better light source. So you're going to probably get a little more grain in your pictures because your camera is going to be shooting at a higher ISO if you use this and if you use the Lume Cube. But the trade-off is going to be that you're not going to get as much squint from people, and you're also going to get a better light source with this and a diffuser than you are with that little pinpoint Lube Cube. So I actually do a thing every year at Imaging USA where I go around and I interview people who are speaking at the convention. I do this for the Professional Photographer Association, and I have my Lume Cube mounted on my rig during those interviews. And this year I will definitely switch out to this light. And if this light does everything I need it to do, and I anticipate that it will, this will become my new light, because this will be a better video source than the Lube Cube that I'm using right now. But again, the Lube Cube really isn't designed for interviewing people. The Lube Cube is designed for strapping it to a GoPro or a drone or something along those lines. So as a video light, sure. There's brighter lights. There's absolutely brighter lights, but they're going to be a whole lot more expensive than this one. A whole lot more expensive. As a phone light, yeah, you're going to get a better light source. You got the nice diffuser. You can change the color. That's a big deal, to be able to change the color. If you're in a room with tungsten light, you want to dial this over to tungsten, take a picture with your phone. That's huge. You're going to like that a lot. But I'll tell you where I'm probably going to use this the most. When I'm working at a wedding or a bar mitzvah or something like that, I will probably carry this in my pocket on my belt. Because one of the things I like to do that just makes people like me, which is always good to be liked, is if I'm walking around taking pictures at the reception and I see a group gather together because someone wants to take a picture. Like someone wants to take a picture with the bride, and so they're having someone else take that picture with their phone. I'll reach in my pocket, I'll pull this off, click, and I'll light it up, and I'll use it to light the bride so they can take a good picture with their phone. And then I'll take that same picture with my camera so that they have a good picture. The bride and groom have a copy of the picture. But the people who are trying to take a picture with their phone, they want that picture right now. They want to put it on social media, and it's going to look horrible shot with no light except for the little tiny one that's on the phone, shot with no light in the reception hall and then put on Facebook. But if I walk up and go, hey, snap, and I pop a light on them, they go, oh, thank you so much. And it's just another way to endear me to the people who are at the event, and hopefully they'll remember that cool photographer with the light when they need to hire a photographer for something. So that's really what I'm going to be using this for the most, is I'm going to be putting it in my pocket and using it to light cell phone pictures. And I think that that's really what it's best for. If you were doing serious video work, you would want something more powerful than this and probably bigger and larger and harder to transport. But if you want something small to carry around to use for cell phone pics, then this is pretty good. Now, there is one other place where this actually might be usable, even to me. And it's a video light for what you're watching right now, for videos that I do on YouTube, or now we're in this Zoom world in online conferencing and stuff. So right now I have a light sitting on the right of my desk, and it's bouncing off the wall in front of me and lighting me up for this video. Now I'm going to show you what this light looks like. Yeah, right? Look at how huge this thing is. It's old school. It's got 3 of those twisty bulbs in there, daylight balanced. This is the technical term, by the way, is twisty bulbs. This is what you get when you come to my channel. You get the high-end technical talk. Twisty bulbs. There's 3 of them. And I've had this for a few years. I have a couple of them. It's kind of old school. And so since I had it, I thought I could purpose it for making these videos. And now whenever I'm on a video or a call or anything like that, I just take it out from under my desk. I set it up here to the right, and I bounce it into the wall, and I get nice light reflected off the wall, and a pretty good light for video conferencing or webcasts or anything else that I do. And that's great. However, it is pretty big, right? It's huge. Big tripod and everything. And it takes up a lot of room underneath my desk. So what if I could use something else? What if I could use the Godox R1? So now I've switched off the big light that I usually use to make these videos, and I've switched to the Godox R1. Now I am not shining it directly at me. I am bouncing it into the white wall that directly is in front of me. Because if you put a light source directly in your face, it's small. It's just not going to look good. And that includes the light that I normally use. Having a white wall in front of your computer is just a godsend when you have to be on conference calls or make videos, because you can bounce all your light into it and get a nice wide light source, which takes away the shadows around you. So, well, you can be the judge. You can see this, and then you can go back in the video and see what I did before. Is this as good? I don't know. I think the other one's a little bit better because the light was bigger and broader. It bounced around the room. And so with this, the light falls off faster behind me. So the back of the room looks a little bit darker, and I'm a little bit more, focused into the light. However, look at that. This is much smaller than this, right? I got that big thing under my desk, but this, I could just take this and set it in a corner somewhere much easier than the light that I'm currently using. And I can move it around. Like I could put it right here. I can move it around to the side here if I wanted to be, I could put it right in front of me. And if I wanted to, let's go ahead and take a look. Let's put the diffuser on it. And what if I didn't have a white wall and I just put it right in front of me? Whew, that's pretty bright, right? That's scary. But with the diffuser, that's not bad at all. Bounce into the wall, right? That's not a bad light source. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and switch to the other light. Ready? Here we go. There we go. That is my normal light source. And it's better. But of course it's better. It's much bigger. And the bigger the light source is, the better the light source is going to be in almost every situation you can possibly imagine. But if I was starting to make videos today, if I was looking to be on Zoom calls for work and stuff like that, and I had to buy a light to be able to get better light for those calls, I mean, for the price point, to be able to just take this and quickly point it at the wall in front of your computer and get the light that you need to be on a call and look better than just using the natural light in the room, sure, why not, right? So I think that's it. I think we've covered everything on this light, everything that it can do and everything that it can't do. The final verdict is this light for you? I would say if you're looking for something to use for cell phone pictures, or if you're looking for something to use for cell phone video, that you should definitely check this light out. If you are looking for a little light to use perhaps to light yourself for Zoom calls or video conferencing or even YouTube videos, you might want to check this light out. If you want really, really good light for your video conferencing, or really, really good light for your photography, or really, really good light for your videos, then this is not going to be the light for you. It's not supposed to be the light for you. It's small, it's tiny, it's supposed to be portable. If you want that really, really good light, you've got to have a really big light source, and that means a big soft box and a big light and a stand for it and all the rest of it. But if you want something quick and easy, that's easy to carry around with a rechargeable battery, well, yeah, this is a pretty cool little light. It's definitely a light that I'm going to find uses for. Because it's got too many great little features, especially the ability to easily change the color temperature of the light. It's got too many great little features for me not to be able to figure out a way to use it. All right, that's my review, and I hope that it helps you out if you're looking at this light or thinking about it. Be sure and leave comments below if you've got anything you want to say about the light. If you own one and you've come up with something cool you can do with the light, I would love to hear about it. Please write about it below, and I'll see you back here next time. Thanks for watching.